Okay, now that I've got the wheat gathered, it's time to process it. This is again, it's a pretty small amount. So here I have just an old pillowcase. You can use a cloth sack. I'm gonna put the wheat in there. I might go ahead and trim this a little bit just to make it a little bit easier. So I remove some of the bigger pieces of straw, but we get too carried away here. So just, okay, everything's in there. I'm just gonna twirl the bag around a little bit. And then we're just going to set it onto a hard surface and start to smack the dickens out of it. So after about 3 to 5 minutes of whacking it, you can kind of see a lot of the seeds have come off, and I just if there's any individual heads that still have need to be broken up, I can do that by hand. Now it's time to separate the wheat from the chaff. Pour everything into a clean bucket. Just turn the bag inside out. Make sure to get every last little bit. So I've got everything in here, and I can, if I wanted to remove some of the larger pieces of straw, do that. So I've got my bucket, and I also have a second bucket, and I also have a fan here. So what I'm going to do is just gently pour the contents from one bucket to the next, and as you'll see, the lighter bits will just fly away out of with the fan, and the heavier bits, which are the seeds, will fall into the bucket. And I'll just keep doing this until it gets cleaned out. So that did a pretty good job getting rid of the lightest pieces, but there's still some kernels that have just the shell right on them, so I will also do a little massage. And this last little step is really just can only be best done by hand. Again, this would be only workable at a very small scale. Just visually inspect everybody's out of their hulls. That guy. Got it all done, and all of that work yielded a grand total of 87 grams of wheat. So yeah, it's a laborious, it's a labor of love, I guess you'd say. So with this batch plus the previous batch, our total harvest for the year is a whopping 326 grams. Now this will be treated as whole wheat, because they don't have the machinery to sift it into white flour. So I will mix probably like 30% whole wheat, which is this stuff, with the rest all-purpose flour in order to make our loaf.